There is now an infinite perks glitch in Black Ops 6 Zombies. This allows you to have multiple of the same perks. So you could have 10 Juggernauts and get over 1000 HP health. Or you could get a bunch of PhD floppers and create a nuclear explosion. You can actually stack the same perks with the same benefits, including the Augments. This is by far one of the most fun glitches I've used in Black Ops 6 Zombies, and let me show you how to do it. There's going to be 3 different steps you need to do this glitch. The first is to edit your Gobblegum packs. As you can see here, I have glitched my Gobblegum packs to have only 3. You can have 1, you could have 2, 3, or 4, and you don't have to do all 5. The big disadvantage with 5 is that you never know which of the 5 you're going to get every time you go back to the Gobblegum machine. The first thing you're going to do is delete any Gobblegums that aren't on the top row. Then go to create a new pack. I'm going to name it Glitched. And the only Gobblegums that I want are going to be on the house, and do raindrops, and Perkaholic if you want. Technically, you would only need on the house, and even then if you got a buddy that has a bunch of on the houses, you wouldn't need that either. This will just make it faster. But if I exit out right now, it's going to cancel the pack because it's not full with all 5. I'm going to go to the top here. I'm going to go to store. If you're on a controller, just hit the top button. And then from store, go back to weapons. If you go to loadouts, you'll see that's still here now, which is what you want. You're now going to select this one, go to options, and delete the Gobblegum pack. Now that's all that you have. So when you go here, you now have only 3 Gobblegums that you come in with like normal, but there's only 3 to choose from every time you go to get Gobblegum. So that's how you set up the first stage of Gobblegums. Your buddy that's going to be playing the role of medic, whether it's just for you or for you and 2 other friends that want to get a bunch of perks, is going to need on the house, raindrops, and near-death experience. You absolutely have to have near-death experience. Those 3 are the ones that they will want, so make sure they have those. And your buddy that's doing this has to have a good chunk of those because they're going to use a lot of Gobblegums to get you and your buddies set up. Now, the second stage is Augments. Let me first go over the Augments that you should have on. For Juggernaut, you want Probiotic and Hardened Plates. For Vulture Aid, highly recommend doing Picky Eater. PhD Flopper is the best. PhD Slider and Tribologist, which sliding distance and speed are increased, so you can do sliding. You're going to love what PhD Flopper can do. And lastly, for Deadshot Daiquiri, when I did the video, I did dead first, but learned that you should actually do dead again. For quick revive, make sure to have on slow death, increase your time in last stand. It'll make the glitch easier. Now, most of the other augments are completely up to you what you want to run. Now, there are a few augments I would say do not run. In fact, I ran some of them in my video and it caused some problems, but we were still able to work around it. But do not run under quick revive equivalent exchange, where if you kill when you're down, you get back up, or dying wish. Just pick nothing on the major augments for quick revive. Under elemental pop, do not do Imperial Peach. Enemies that hit you have a chance to trigger a random ammo mod because this oftentimes will mess up the glitch and it's very frustrating. And then under Juggernog, for similar reasons, do not do reactive armor. Lastly, for field upgrades, choose whatever you want except for healing aura. If you're the medic that's setting your buddy up, I highly recommend bringing decoys, using Ether Shroud. Now let's get into the match. The first thing the medic needs to do is to pop that near-death experience Gobblegum right off the bat. Make sure that your medic is not rezzing anybody, is not really doing anything, and just let those minutes pass by until that near-death experience is completely timed out. It should be gone, grayed out. You don't see it anymore. That's how you set this up. If you miss this, everything else we do will not work. The medic is the only person in the match, whether you have 2 people or whether you have 4 people, that reses you and your teammates. If the medic for some reason gets knocked down, anybody can res the medic, but the medic is the designated person to resurrect anybody that gets downed. That will keep your perks and the duplicated perks. If this is getting a little confusing, I understand. I made an entire video up here on how to do the near-death experience Gobblegum glitch to have infinite perks that never go away. This doesn't duplicate them, but it makes it so they never go away. Watch that video first if this is confusing. That will break it down much slower, and then come back and finish this video so you can do this glitch. Now that your medic has set the near-death experience Gobblegum glitch, make sure that you and your buddies get enough money and advance enough rounds to get your first 3 perks. The perks you choose is important here, and it's why I don't recommend going straight to Perkaholic even if you want to, because the first 3 perks that you buy can never be duplicated. Any perks you get after those first 3 will be duplicated, but those first 3 cannot be duplicated. I recommend either Speed Cola, Melee Macchiato, Quick Revive, or Stamina Up, as those don't give you any benefits for having them duplicated. So any of those 4 works great. Buy those first 3. If you want to use a Perkaholic at this point, go ahead. It will make the process a lot quicker, or you can just keep advancing rounds and getting more perks. Now to the actual glitch. Your buddies are going to pop their on the house. You can pop your own. Then let yourself get downed. Once you're downed, you'll see it like this, that only the 3 perks remain. These are the first 3 that you bought. And your buddy who's the medic will go and pick up all those random perks. Notice I just got a PhD flopper on the bottom. And boom, there's a Deadshot Daiquiri. Now your medic will revive you. And if you have teammates revive you, now you have an extra PhD flopper and an extra Deadshot Daiquiri. The way this works is that when you're downed, the game only sees me as having 3 perks. Therefore, when you get the random perks, it adds 4, 5, 6, however many you popped to that. But because we're glitched in near-death experience, when my buddy reses me, you never lose any perks. It restores the original 9 and adds those 2 on top. This is where it gets good. You can repeat that process by getting more Gobblegums. To do that, you either need to advance the round or wait, I think it's 5 minutes of just letting the zombies run around without advancing the round. Then you can go and grab another Gobblegum. Because you've limited it down to only 2 or 3 different Gobblegums in your pack with that glitch, you should have a pretty high chance of getting a nether raindrops or a nether on the house. Once you and your buddies have those Gobblegums ready, do the same exact process. Right here, I'm popping my on the house. He just popped his raindrops, letting myself get fully downed. Everybody but the medic will get downed. Medic will run around and grab all those random perks. I'm down to 3 perks here on the bottom, as you can see. My buddy will grab those. Another Deadshot Daiquiri and a Melee Macchiato, which doesn't really help you, but we got another PhD flopper. That's what you really want. Medic reses you, and you can just keep repeating this process until you get 50, 100 perks. Yes, it takes Gobblegums. But if you're lucky like my buddy Grouchy, you somehow have like 60 of the Ultra Gobblegums and he never bought them. I don't even know how he does it. Jumping forward later in the round, you can see I have over 20 perks now. They literally stop going wider than the screen. Here we are testing our PhD flopper. I think I have 5 PhD floppers at this point. So just check out the carnage here. It's so much fun. Swoop. Watch how many kills I get. Any zombie in that area completely dead. And the great thing is, even when you're using PhD slider, which will only kill 2 at a time, but because all that damage stacks, it gets this crazy like nuke sounding glitch sound when you hit it, because so many are popping off at the same time, and the amount of damage that hits is immense. If you're jumping off high points, you can kill the elites and all those. Now the great thing about the Deadshot Daiquiri, if you use the augments that I told you to, is that when you get critical hits, if you have 5 or 6 Deadshot Daiquiris, that means you have 5 or 6 chances to get those bolts replaced. So very often, you can actually replace more bullets than you shoot every time you get a critical shot. It's just a really cool feature, giving you basically unlimited ammo or very close to it. And then the last one that is really, really fun to use that you can duplicate over and over again, I only got a couple of them, is Vulture Aid. Every Vulture Aid gives you a chance to drop the supplies that are already with you. So if you've bought a Casimir or you have a Molotov, you'll see them all over the place. Furthermore, you can get a ton of salvage. Stuff will just be popping up everywhere, especially if you go to higher rounds. But it's a really, really fun glitch to do. No, it's not that practical. It's not something that you're going to be doing all the time until we can figure out a way to use Gobblegums and find a way that they don't actually leave your inventory. That's the real glitch that I want to find. Kind of like the Tombstone glitch in Modern Warfare Zombies, where you could just use whatever Gobblegums you want and somehow they don't leave your inventory. But that's just a dream I have. Maybe we'll get there one of these days. But enjoy it while you can. I highly recommend, if you're doing this with a buddy or a few buddies, Go in, spin your gobblegums, enjoy it, run the whole Easter egg, super overpowered. Let me know if there's any other perks or augments I'm missing that you've tested and said this one actually works really well. Huge thanks to my buddies Micah, True Gaming, and Grouchy Smurf on this one for sacrificing their gobblegums and helping us to have a great time together. And thank you to GlitchingQueen and her community for finding this glitch. She is always getting it done. Check out her channel down below in the description. Make sure to show her some love from the OneAverageDan community. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Share it with the buddy you know who would appreciate it. And as always, for the newest zombies content, I'll see you live on YouTube. Bye.